When using gesture navigation on Samsung Galaxy devices, not only do we have this hint bar that sits at the bottom of the screen, but we also have a line at the bottom to separate the gesture bar from whatever application is currently open. You can see we have the bar itself, but then we have the background of the bar that separates it from the app. And in today's video, I'll be showing you how to customize these so that they are more or less visible depending on what you prefer. But before that, we have a word from today's sponsor. PlayStoreSales.com is a website that highlights the active sales happening in the Google Play Store. Focusing on apps and games on sale, Play Store Sales has become the go-to source for finding the best deals for Android. Right now, we have some big games like Dragon Quest Builders, Bloons TD6, and even Minecraft that are currently on sale at a steep discount. So go and check out www.playstoresales.com and tell me what you think down in the comment section below. Now, when using gesture navigation, the default setup uses this hint bar to remind you why the 3-button navigation setup is not being displayed. There are some apps that will help you to hide that bar from the actual app, but in other cases you will see that there are 2 different user interface elements at the bottom of the screen. We have the background bar, which helps to separate the hint bar from the application, and then you have the hint bar itself. And we can actually customize these so that they stand out more or so that they blend into the app better. And this works by first installing the Good Lock application from the Galaxy Store. If you are unable to find it, or maybe you just aren't familiar with what this application is in general, then be sure to check the video description below for a link to an introductory guide that I have done on the Good Lock system. For everyone else, we're going to go ahead and launch the Good Lock application, and then we're going to install the NavStar module. Once that has been installed, we can tap it to launch into it. And then you're going to want to make sure that the Swipe Gestures tab has been selected so that we have access to these features here. And there are a couple of interesting features that we can find here, with the transparency hint toggle up here being the first. This is going to be disabled by default, but once enabled, we can see the background for the hint bar seemingly disappears. So let me show you what that looks like. We're going to turn the feature off. And this is how it looks right now. But when we turn it on, we can see that it shrinks that background bar and makes it so that the hint bar blends in to the application a lot better. I can show you that with light mode enabled as well. This has the transparent hint enabled, and this is it disabled. So you can see there is a slight difference between this tab bar here and the gesture bar, and it helps to blend in when we have the transparent hint feature enabled, which is really nice. Personally, I would like to take this a step further by allowing us to make the actual hint bar transparent as well, but this is a nice setup to have at the very least. Now, another feature that you should check out is the gesture handle, which is another name for that hint bar that I just told you about. Again, this is going to be disabled by default. So when enabled, we have three features that we can adjust here. Firstly, we can shrink or expand the width of that gesture bar. So if you wanted that bar to take up more space, we can drag this slider all the way to the right. Or if you wanted to make it smaller, we can drag it all the way to the left. Now this hint bar, aka the gesture handle, also has a transparency slider, which we can make stand out more by moving that slider all the way to the right, or we can make it a little more transparent by sliding it all the way to the left. It doesn't make it completely invisible, which I would actually prefer, but it's actually a nice step in the right direction. Lastly, we can change the color to anything in here, or even create a custom color that we can add down there. So if you wanted that gesture bar to stand out even more, or maybe you wanted it highlighted with a certain color, now we have the ability to do it with the NavStar Good Lock module. All three are great features that can help customize the gesture navigation hint bar a bit further. These are all features that I believe should be available on every Android smartphone these days. And while that is sadly not the case, at least we have OEMs like Samsung who are enabling customization options at this level. If you've customized the gesture navigation bar on your device, then I want to see it. Please share your setup down in the comment section below.